Hi everyone, my name is Melissa and this is How to Adult. Today's video will be part 2 of 101 money saving tips. If you haven't seen part 1, there is a link up here and also in the description below. If you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe, that would help me a lot and I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you write your best bad joke in the comments below, I might pick yours for the next video. And with that, let's get started. Tip number 17 is to swap some of your regular items for something that's cheaper. For example, if you enjoy a cup of coffee from your local shop, you can still have that, but maybe consider getting a smaller size or skipping every other day. You can put those extra dollars into a savings account and it will grow quite quickly. Tip number 18 is to eat at home. Now by this I don't mean get takeaway and bring it back home with you. I mean cook your own meals at home. There is a big difference in costs between eating at home and eating takeaway. For example, if I cook dinner for my hubby and I try to have our meal at $5 for the night. While if we were to get takeaway, even the cheap stuff, we end up spending $20. Now over the fortnight, my $5 meals cost me $70 a fortnight, but if we were to have those $20 meals, it costs $280. So that's quite a significant amount of money to save. Tip number 19 is meal planning. Now not everybody likes meal planning. I know that I don't, but it is something that comes in handy. I have a list of meals that my hubby and I enjoy on a regular basis, so I can just pick from that list when I need to meal plan. The other thing I use is this erasable dinner planner that I got from Officeworks. It's magnetic, so I can just pop it on the fridge and I know what I'm having for dinner that day and what needs to be prepared. And I also am able to figure out what to do with the leftovers once we've had that meal for the day. For example, my most favorite thing to do is to have a roast pork, and then the next day I will use the leftovers in something like a fried rice. My husband loves it. It's been repurposed so it doesn't feel like you're having the same thing every day, and it saves a ton of money. Tip number 20 is to sort out your pantry, your fridge and your freezer to see what you already have. That way you're not buying stuff that you already have hidden somewhere, and it also helps you figure out what you can use. For example, I found a can of soup hiding in my pantry one day and I turned that into a chicken pasta bake that was nice and cheap, and it used what I had, so I didn't really have to spend much money at all. And that's what you want. You want to spend as less as possible. Tip number 21 is bulk cooking. This is fantastic for saving money and time as well. For example, if you were to make a large batch of spaghetti, you're saving money on your meat because it will be cheaper as bulk, and same with your pasta. Not only is it an easy meal to cook too, it is easy to divide and freeze for when you do want it. So bulk cooking is definitely something to look into. Tip number 22 is eat less meat. Now I know it's not going to be very popular, and trust me, I love to eat meat too. But the fact is, it is cheaper to leave it out every now and then. There is a fantastic meal that I enjoy making, which I call a frittata, but it's not a frittata, that I will do a video for in the future, and it's vegetables and pasta sauce with some eggs. It is wonderful and very filling, and it has no meat. So that saves me some money there. I know it's not ideal sometimes, but realistically, sometimes taking the meat out of your diet for the day is a big money saver. Tip number 23 is to learn how to shop. The way that you shop does actually make a big difference. For example, if you were to go into the shops and you are hungry, you might as well just throw the budget out of the window, because you're not going to be able to stick to it while you're hungry unless you have a very strong will. Which leads us to tip number 24. I buy my food shopping online. I find that I will spend half the amount online as compared to going into the shops. This is mostly because you're not tempted to buy anything while you're there, but also because if you're sitting in the shops and you're thinking to yourself, do we have this item, and you're not sure, the chances are you'll probably buy it anyway just in case. But if I do this at home, then I can check to see if we have it as well. Plus, it reduces any temptation and allows you access to all the prices available. Which also leads us to tip number 25, checking the specials. Now, specials are designed to get you to spend more money than you normally would, so make sure you're not just buying it just because it's on sale. If it's something that you buy regularly and you're finding that it's cheaper to buy it now in bulk as opposed to later or one at a time, then by all means, get the specials. So be wary, but check the specials. Tip number 26 is to check the unit price for your items. This enables you to see whether or not what you're buying is actually value for money. For example, you can get a smaller pack of meat that costs less than a larger pack of meat, but you'll usually find that the larger packs have a lower unit price, which means that you're actually saving money by buying the larger item. If it's something that you're using a lot of, it can save you quite a bit of money. So check the unit prices and see which is actually the cheaper for you. Tip number 27 is to buy home brand or generic brand. Basically, this will save you a ton of money, and most items aren't really that different at all. So you'll be saving money just for not paying for a name. Tip number 28 is don't forget your bags. Here in Australia, there is a ban on single-use plastic bags, except in New South Wales. So forgetting your bags costs you money, and it's also not great for the environment. You can also get mesh bags that can be washed that you can use for your fruit and veg too. The reason why I bring this up is because I'm pretty sure Australia is going to be heading towards getting rid of those plastic bags as well. So it doesn't hurt to get a jump start on that. Tip number 29 is to buy from your local market. A perfect example of the cost difference is my local market has bananas for $1 a kilo, while Coles usually has them for about $3 a kilo. And not only does it save you money, they're usually locally sourced fruit and vegetables, and it's a really nice environment to be in too. You get to know your neighbours, and it's just lovely. Tip number 30 is for those people that are really struggling. Foodbank. We do have them in Australia. You do need to get a referral. I'll put a link to a website in the description below so you can check for places that you can go to in your local area to get a referral. And if you know someone who's really struggling and could use this as well, find out their local area and get them to check into it as well, because we all need some help sometimes, and being able to put food on the table without much stress makes a big difference. So let's help each other out. The last one for today is tip number 31. Use your tap water. Now, I know a lot of people buy water, and to me that is ridiculous. Not only does it cost you a lot of money, it's really bad for the environment too. Now, there are places out there where you can't drink the tap water, and I understand that. By all means, keep buying the water. But for places like here in Adelaide, where the tap water is perfectly fine to drink, and you just don't like the taste, there are a couple of things you can do to improve it. What my hubby and I do is we put our water in a glass bottle and put it in the fridge. The next day it tastes perfectly fine. We also have a jug that's got a filter in it, which helps filter out any yuckies. And I actually like to add items in this case fruit, to my water. It is much more tastier and it's actually healthier for me than drinking soft drinks. And there are also tea bags out there that can diffuse in cold water that taste brilliant as well. There's this one that tastes like bubble gum to me and it's very yummy. So get out there, have a look at what options you can do, and it will save you so much more money than buying water. Today's joke is, I thought that my dryer was drinking my clothes. Turns out it was the fridge the whole time. If you enjoyed part 2 of 101 money saving tips, please give me a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And write me a comment. I really want to hear from you too. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.